Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? If you're like me, time is disappearing at a rapid rate. Already in week 7. Still some fall colors as you can see behind me, but it's getting cold. So I'm not sure how long I'll be able to do my videos on my back porch, but we're here today. So a couple things for this week. First, I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone for getting their midterms done and in on time. It's fantastic. And I met with the TAs on Monday, and we are now hard at work grading. But it will take a bit of time. We will post the grades by November 6th. So that's about as fast as we can go. Second, I wanted to say great job on assignment 1. These were some of the best we've had over the years. The really thoughtful comments in them. I did want to make a comment. There were a couple sites that were quite tricky, and one in particular called Real Science. Real Science is interesting because it includes a lot of elements that we discussed as being clues to a good site, a good scientific site, but it's a tricky one because although they reference many scientific papers, if you look at the papers they reference in considering the comments they make, the papers don't always really support their comments, and so it's a bit misleading. So this is a good example of how careful you have to be when you are looking on the internet for information. So check it out. Check out the Real Science website and see if you can pick out some of the problems with it. So as I said, we're at week 7. We've finished our kind of overview of the Earth's present climate, and now we're really digging into climate change, and we're going to be looking towards the future in the next couple of lectures to see what we can learn, both from thinking about our emissions and also thinking about what we can learn from climate models. There's a great TED Talk video that's in the lecture for this week by Gavin Schmidt from NASA that talks about climate models and gives some insights from those climate models. So the other great thing about this week is we start working on the Climate Change Challenge, and this is really one of my favorite parts of the course. I don't know how many people know, but every 6 years in academia we can apply to have a sabbatical. So I was on sabbatical 3 years ago, and in a normal work year, my work is about 40% teaching, 40% research, and 20% service to the university community. And on a sabbatical year, that weighting shifts to almost all of my workload is on research. And so a sabbatical year is really a time for professors to take a step back, have a bit of time to think and write, work on their research, and develop new research directions. So when I was on my sabbatical, I met with another researcher in philosophy, and we were talking about some research and common interests around climate change. And some of the comments she made to me got me really thinking about climate change and what was I doing with the climate change course. And I realized that I was providing lots of really important information to students, but I wasn't telling you what to do with the information. And to be really honest, I found in my considerations that really I was taking myself and my students into a really dark place and then leaving us there. And that's not what I wanted to do. So I started thinking, well, how can I change this? What can I do to make this course more about action instead of depression? So this is where the Climate Change Challenge came from. Sort of a funny, odd story. Anyway, in the Climate Change Challenge, what we're going to do is think about what we can do differently as individuals. So a really important message of the Climate Change Challenge is that if many individuals take action and reduce our own carbon footprints, we will make a difference on a global scale. also important to realize from the climate change challenges, it's not going to be enough. And that we have to also use the information we're learning to try and influence governments. And that's what we're going to do in assignment 2. So this week, and I apologize for the leaf blowers, they seem to be a common phenomenon in my neighborhood. Anyway, I hope it's not too loud in this video. Part of your work this week is to calculate your carbon footprint. This forms the basis of the climate change challenge. So you're going to find out how much carbon you personally add to the atmosphere. And then you're going to think about the best way to reduce your carbon footprint. And I've provided some readings for you to help you think about what you want to do. So just as an example, 3 years ago when I started the climate change challenge, I was driving my car to work every day. And that was my main contribution to the carbon in the atmosphere. So I decided to start riding my bike. And there's a short video that I did, a video thread, that you can take a look at that basically chronicles my switch from driving to biking, which I still do. I still ride my bike to work. Of course, right now, mostly I'm working at home, but if I was going to work, I'd be riding my bike. Now, my voice thread is not a 10 out of 10. So you should watch it, and you should use the rubric and grade it. And that will help you to know what you need to do to get 10 out of 10 on your voice thread. Let's see. Most important with the climate change challenge is to learn something, but almost as important is for you to have some fun with it. It's a really great opportunity to learn about yourself and to see what you can do to make a difference. So be creative, see where it takes you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this year's voice threads and seeing what you guys do with the information that you've got so far. So have a great reading week and get some rest, and we'll see you when you get back.